So this is Quadratus Lumborum stretching workout. So we'll start in a cross leg position. Take a few breaths. And then with the hands on the knees, we're going to inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Just like that. Super easy, warming up. When you exhale, try to roll into the back side of your sit bones. When you inhale, try to roll to the front side of your sit bones. Yeah, use your hands on your knees. Okay, one more. And then next time you exhale, you're simply gonna come into a forward fold. The forward fold can be on your hands, could even be on your fingertips. Hands could also be on the forearms. And we're gonna try to,
I'm not gonna get down there.
yeah, just get as low as you're comfortable, but without any pain on the back. You feel any pain here?
I got it in my hip.
More on the hip. Come up a little bit. Send your legs forward a teeny bit, like that. And maybe see if that makes it a little bit easier.
A little bit.
A little bit easier, okay. So let's breathe here. Let your head be heavy, let your shoulders be heavy. If you start to cramp up or your hip is not liking this, you can always come out of it. Try to breathe deeply into your low back. Okay, so if your left side is bugging you, we're gonna go first towards the left to make it easier. So just walk your hands towards your left and you're gonna feel now your right side is stretching a little bit more, right? And then again, try to get heavy here and breathe. Hands heavy, arms heavy, head heavy, torso heavy. Very important to breathe as deep as you can, but soft and easy. So deep, full breaths, but without forcing and definitely without holding the breath. So remember earlier I was talking about like breathing into your back and imagining that you have lungs back there. So because of that serratus muscle, what we're trying to do is trying to engage the serratus muscle on the breathing so that we get some movement through the serratus. Slowly come back to center. So you'll probably have a little more of a stretch sensation when you come into the right here. So just go slowly towards the right. And try to stay really heavy. How does that feel when you come to the right side?
It's about the same. It's my hips more than.
You feel more on the hip.
Yeah.
That's okay. And of course, if you feel like you can go deeper into it and walk your hands a little bit farther to the right, that's great. But no need to force it. We're just breathing here again. Try to find that serratus muscle on the back, on the low back. Couple more breaths here. And slowly come back to center. Take a breath or two just to reset, re-straighten the spine, and then walk your hands towards your knees and bring the hands over the knees. Okay, a little different. Instead of inhale, arch, exhale, round with the whole spine, I just want you to try to do just tuck and tilts here sitting. You're not gonna get a ton of range. Okay, and then back to neutral. Hands to the side. Right arm circles up. Right arm up. And then just a little side bend towards your left side. If you feel like instead of a pure side bend, you want to do more of like a fold bend like this, that's fine too. You might find that this is more effective than this, especially when we go to the other side. So inhale up, exhale down, inhale left arm up, and then very slowly here, right hand walks to the right. Yeah, and you can try a few breaths here. Notice what that feels like, and then you could do a little more of a folded side bend if you feel like that's more effective for the, you know. Do you have a preference between this position up here or a bit more folded?
I can feel a little more stretching down in here.
Cool. Yeah, when you go forward, right?
Yeah.
Totally. And we're talking about that exact spot, right? The one that we've been
Right, yeah.
poking. Yeah. Cool. All right. Inhale up. Exhale, hand down. And now let's transition to sitting on our knees and ankles. And we're gonna try pretty much the same that we just did. So first inhale and exhale with the whole spine a few times. If you ever feel any discomfort on the knees, you can always, put some padding, maybe a pillow. If you feel discomfort on the ankles,
Good,
you can pad that. If you start to feel discomfort on the joint, sometimes you may want to elevate your hip and put something in between. After you got a few of those, then you're gonna do a child pose. You can do it with the legs together, or you can do it with the legs apart. Either way, it's good.
Can't breathe so well with them together.
And then try to again go back to that serratus breath, where you can feel the low back expanding. Walk your hands to your left side and get heavy here. Deep breath. Back to center. Other side, slowly, slowly. So tell me now, when we're going to the right side, do you feel that muscle or not really?
Oh, yeah.
You feel it?
Well, I feel it all the way up to almost my shoulder. I can feel everything stretching there.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were saying also, that you felt like it was extra tight lately, kind of like the upper side of the back.
Yeah.
Deep breath here. Slowly back to center. Couple breaths to reset the spine. We're gonna come into all fours, so hands underneath the shoulders, knees below the hips. Stick the right arm up, inhale, up to the side, and then exhale, just a gentle twist. Your right hand goes underneath your left armpit. Yeah. Just make sure it feels okay on the neck. How does your shoulders feel in this position, Wayne?
Okay, I mean, no problem.
How about the back, the low back?
No problem.
Nothing there?
No.
Okay, let's inhale, come up. Exhale to reset. Inhale, left arm up to the side. And exhale, you're gonna thread. And tell me if this feels any different.
No, not painful.
No. You also don't really feel much of a stretch on this one, huh? On that area? On that QL spot?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it's stretching, it isn't hurting. I feel it stretching
Up higher.
up higher on the right side.
Okay, inhale, come up. Reset. Okay, remember we did this waggle the tail a while back? I don't know if it's on your tuck and tilts workout, but
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
remember this one? Trying to shorten the space between your rib and your hip bone and then stretch that side as you do that one. Let me see this one. Keep going. Yeah. The trick on this one is to make sure your torso doesn't move. Because if your torso moves, then relatively your hip is not moving. So try to make it more of a squeeze here than your body, sliding. There you go. Come here, squeeze here, and then release this and squeeze here. Yeah. Now to this side. Yeah. How does this movement feel?
All right.
Keep on. Keep going. Okay, back to neutral. And then let's come back to sitting on your knees and ankles. Hands to the side. Right arm up. Same as what we did before. Side bend. And if you want to, you can just close into the front and kind of find the sweet spot. So it could be, sweet spot could be up here. Sweet spot could be halfway. Sweet spot could be maybe even like this with your hands on the ground.
And what makes it the sweet spot?
The sweet spot is where you get the most stretch on that QL spot. Yeah. So it'll be more obvious when we go to the other side. Okay, come back through center. And let's take the left arm up. Exhale, clean side bend straight to the side. And then look for the sweet spot by finding how much your torso and your left shoulder need to go forward. It could be here, it could be here. You may even want to walk more into it and try it like that. How does it feel there?
It feels, when I stretch, right there, it feels like it's the most.
That's the sweet spot?
Yeah.
So keep your back as it is. Don't change anything. Don't change anything. Just let this hand be here like that.
Okay.
And that way, and that way you can focus more on your back. It still feels like a sweet spot right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do tiny, like little micro movements so that you're sort of like flossing it in a sense? So let's say if you're here, what I want you to try to do is doing something like this. Maybe it looks like this, or maybe it looks more from the hip. just try to bring some blood to it, and try to hit the fibers on slightly different positions. But most important, of course, the breath. How's it feeling there? Okay?
Okay.
Alright, come back to center. Reset. Can you do this movement? Just if you have your like heels touching your sit bones, they're like left of the sit bones, right of the sit bones. That feel okay?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't have to do as fast. It could be slow and hanging, and then try the same movement but with your spine a bit more folded, like we've been doing.
He's just showing off, but.
Oh, you can totally do this one. This is not a fancy movement. Okay, we got that. Okay, let's come up to standing for a moment. Might not be able to see too much. Okay, here we go. So feet could be close together or wide apart. And you're just going to go side bend, back, up, and then side bend to the other side. When you side bend to your right, that's when you're stretching the left QL, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you more of a sweet spot here, or does it feel more like a sweet spot kind of in this position?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Another movement you
Right
can try.
in there, probably.
Yeah, that's why the chair feels good. So try doing it like this, where you're going into like a mini fold, almost like a what would you call this? Somewhat of a pendulum swing of sorts with a curve. A mini fold from one side to the other. But keep your hip static. So if you move your hip, it's the same thing, right, as before. If you move your hip, then relatively you're not moving. So stand up straight again. Okay. Don't go into the fold yet. Just show me side flexion here, and then the other side.
Okay.
Okay. Now stand up tall again. Bring the hips back like a hinge, a little bit more. Okay, and then with the hips back, give me the side flexion again without folding forward. Okay. Yeah, again. Don't move the hips, Okay. And now come back up. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go side bend. Don't move the hips. A little bit of a fold. But bring this back there. And then go fold and around like that. And then come up. So I basically want you to do this and then fold. But when you fold, don't send the hip. That's the only thing you're missing.
I think I'm missing most of it, but the truth.
And then just stay with the fold. So, come up. So look at me for a sec. So we're doing this,
Okay.
right? Then we did them with the hips back, like that. And now all I want you to do is I want you to go to one side and do this. You see my hip
Without
didn't,
moving your hip.
right? Because what you're doing is you're doing this. And so relatively, it's not a huge deal. Like it's definitely better than not doing it at all.
You want me to put my hips back,
Mm-hmm.
go like that.
Go like that, and then just fold and swing to the other side.
That looks easier when you do it.
Yeah, and you could do like half circles. You don't have to come all the way up. Like this would be a full circle, right? Like this would be a full circle. And you could just do it like kind of just hanging halfway.
Sort of rocking.
Yeah, rocking, swaying. Okay.
I'm not very good at it, but we'll practice.
Do you feel the stretch? It's really
I
good.
feel it stretching it, yeah.
But not too much.
No, it hasn't hurt yet.
Yeah. If you go to your right and then hold a little bit, can you just kind of do like a micro swing here, just something like this, without moving your head?
I don't know, you have to tell me.
You see?
You want me to?
Yeah. More than what it looks like, all I want you to do is just I want you to find that stretch that's effective here, and just do tiny variations with it.
Okay.
So now you're doing full circles, right? You're coming back up, you're going all the way, send it again, full circles, right? That's a full circle. What I want you to try on this next one is do like a 45 degrees swing here and then back. But don't lose connection with the stretch here, and keep this like this, and just tiny, yeah, like that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're in the ballpark for sure.
In the ballpark. Okay.
Yeah, you're doing a bunch of different stuff, but that's what we're doing, a bunch of exercises too. Okay, that's good with that. Let's go on the floor. And we're gonna skip that. Let's go straight into hugging the knees to the chest. And let's do circles here with the knees. If you want, you can hold the knees, or you can have your hands to the side for stability. Circle the knees. Change directions. And then come back to center. Place the feet on the floor. And then take your right leg, cross your right leg over the left, and then just twist to your right. So knees falling to the right side here.
I think that helped this morning too.
What's that?
I think that's in that routine I do, and that helped.
The twist?
The stretch, yeah.
The stretch, you mean the one with the knees to the chest that we just did?
No, this
No,
one.
this one. we're
This one
not
right here,
now.
the twist. Gotcha. Yeah, let me think about this for a sec. This helps because we're rotating the attachments of the QL away from the insertion points. So my guess is that, which way you going now? You're gonna, yeah, this side feels like a stretch. If you come back to center and you do the other side, you might not feel much going on. That'll be my guess.
You're right.
Yeah, there's a few other things we could do that have to do more with strengthening the QL, but my guess for now is that it just probably needs more like blood and oxygenation of the tissue than actual strengthening. It's probably more of an extensor weakness than a QL tightness. You know, the other one that might help, and we can try it, might as well try now, is the back extension. Remember the back extension? Where we just basically lay on our belly.
Oh yeah,
Take
did
the
them this
spear.
morning.
Alright. It doesn't. You don't even have to do this one too intense. You can even keep your hands on the floor and just focus mostly on just your head.
So, I mean, I'm used to doing this.
Yeah, if this doesn't give you, I mean, I just don't want to make sure it doesn't give you any extra pain. But this is a safe position because now you got your extensors working real hard, which sort of helps take you out. Sit on the sidelines for a moment. So yeah, it's interesting that when you're doing this, you're definitely working more on the left side. I don't know if you can feel the difference between how hard this side. Bonnie can probably see it, but you see how this side is way higher on this side. I'm sure why. Okay, and then a child pose. And yeah, that should be good. I mean, that's 26 minutes, but we'll give you a cleaner version that's shorter.